You throw ice into the toilet, put a spoon under the pillow, check the weather websites constantly, and even do a snow day dance. But what really makes a snow day? We were on a mission to find out what we need to get a snow day. It's been pretty dry around here lately, but there have been a few questionable days, so we had to find out what we need to get ourselves a day off. We headed to the most immediate source of authority we could question, Rob Watson. He seems like a man with answers.
Essentially, what happens is there's a consortium of superintendents in Oakland and Wayne County who contract with a meteorologist.
Hold on, so you're saying the superintendent has the final say in this, correct?
Then one of the assistant superintendents, Mike Zoff, he drives around in the middle of the night.
Okay, that sounds good. Anything else?
Because when you think about like the buses and bus stops, you know, the dirt roads like Chubb and things like that, buses can't get around if they're icy on dirt roads. There's just no way.
Okay, so busing. We should hit that too. Maybe they've got a say in this matter since they send over 50% of the kids to school every morning. So off we went to go visit Mr. Mike Henry, Transportation Coordinator for the Northville School District. Mr. Henry was very happy to meet with us, but when we asked how his opinion mattered in the decision of snow days, he said,
It used to, but since we privatized this year, it doesn't.
But what does that mean for the district? Every day the buses serve the high school, 2 middle schools, and 6 elementary schools. So how could they not take into account what the buses can and cannot handle?
Last year, the Director of Transportation used to go out and drive the roads. Well, I don't work for the schools, so I'm not going to drive around on the roads at 3:30 in the morning.
Ah, I see. So with the change in the busing system, we no longer talk directly to the transportation center. However, some people do hit the roads.
Do you know who Mike Zopp is?
Yeah.
In the finance office?
Yeah.
There's that name again. What does he do with snow days, though?
And what will happen is the maintenance guys, like one guy lives in South Line, he'll drive in. Chris Gerns, he's the operations superintendent. I think Chris also goes out and hits the roads, so they'll call Mike probably about 4:15, and all the superintendents get on the call at 4:30 and they make a decision whether or not they're going to have school.
Interesting. I guess we should probably have a talk with Mr. Zolf then. See how he determines the safety of these road conditions.
At around 2 o'clock, what will happen is somebody from the operations department, and it's usually the director of operations, they will go out and ride the roads. And then I call Mary Kay with the condition of the roads based on the input from the director of operations, and then my own kind of assessment looking at, the online information. It's kind of real time. And then we'll make a recommendation to Mary Kay, and then she will then go proceed and have a call.
The call. What's this call he's talking about? All this information is being compiled and given to Mrs. Gallagher, but what does she do with it now?
There's a call that takes place about 4:30 in the morning that involves 18 other superintendents.
So in this call, what is it that they talk about?
We have a weather person, a meteorologist, on the call as well, and so he helps give us up-to-date storm conditions.
Okay, so let's plan this out. At 2 o'clock, the Director of Operations, Chris Gerns, hits the roads, scouting the district roads, subdivisions, and sidewalks for a couple of hours. Then, at 4:15, Mr. Gerns calls Assistant Superintendent of Finance, Mike Zoff, with his findings of the roads. Mr. Zoff then uses that info with his own findings and makes a recommendation to Superintendent Mary Kay Gallagher, a few minutes before her 4:30 conference call with 18 Metro superintendents. Then the district fans out from there. Mr. Zoff calls buses and food service employees, Mrs. Gallagher, and other staff employees. They all each have their own calls they make to further employees and so on. Even though snow days may seem like a gift from the snow gods, it's really a decision from many parts of the district. But there is one common thread with everyone that we talked with.
First and foremost, that's what it's about, is safety.
Safety is first and foremost. That's the main thing.
It's always, our priority is always to be here. But if it's unsafe, obviously that's the direction we have to go.
Safety, there you go. That's what it's all about. It's not about money or days and scores, sticking it to the kids. It's about weighing their priority to educate and their priority to safety.
It's cold.